The small town of Bayou Vermilion was shrouded in mystery and superstition, a place where the old ways still held sway. For generations, the people of Bayou Vermilion had practiced Voodoo, a dark and ancient religion that promised power and protection to those who knew its secrets. But with power came a price, and the people of Bayou Vermilion had long been warned to respect the Voodoo gods, lest they suffer their wrath. It was into this world that Sarah, a young woman from the city, arrived. She had come to Bayou Vermilion to investigate the town's history of Voodoo for a college paper, and was immediately struck by the town's strange atmosphere. The locals eyed her warily, as if they knew something she did not. Sarah visited the local Voodoo shop, hoping to learn more about the religion and its practices. The shopkeeper, a wizened old woman with piercing eyes, told her tales of powerful spells and curses, of zombies and blood sacrifices. Sarah was both fascinated and terrified, and began to regret her decision to come to Bayou Vermilion. That night, Sarah heard strange noises outside her hotel room. She peeked through the curtains and saw shadowy figures moving through the streets, carrying torches and chanting in a language she could not understand. She tried to ignore them and go back to sleep, but the chanting grew louder and more insistent until she could stand it no longer. Sarah decided to investigate. She donned her jacket and went outside, following the sounds of the chanting. She soon found herself in the middle of a dark clearing, surrounded by a group of Voodoo worshippers. They were performing a ritual calling upon the spirits to grant them power and protection. Sarah tried to back away, but it was too late. The worshippers had seen her, and they turned their attention to her. She felt a surge of panic as they closed in, chanting in unison. And then, suddenly, the chanting stopped. In the silence that followed, Sarah heard a voice in her mind. It was ancient and powerful, and it promised her everything she had ever wanted: wealth, success, love. All she had to do was make a sacrifice to the Voodoo gods. Sarah's mind raced as she considered the offer. It was tempting, but she knew that the Voodoo gods demanded a high price for their blessings. She tried to run, but the worshippers caught her and dragged her to the center of the clearing. What happened next was a blur. Sarah felt a sharp pain in her chest, and then everything went dark. When she woke up, she was lying on the ground, surrounded by the Voodoo worshippers. They told her that the Voodoo gods had claimed her as their own, and that she was now one of them. Sarah's mind had been taken over by the Voodoo gods. She was now a vessel for their power, and she would do their bidding without question. She tried to resist, but the Voodoo gods were too strong. Sarah's body was never found. Some say that she still roams the streets of Bayou Vermilion, possessed by the Voodoo gods and seeking new victims to sacrifice. Others say that she was taken to the underworld to serve the Voodoo gods for all eternity. But one thing is certain: the people of Bayou Vermilion still practice Voodoo to this day, and they still warn outsiders to stay away lest they suffer the same fate as Sarah.